This video is for the class CSCIE-90 Cloud Computing. It's the final project topic is AWS CodeDeploy. What's the AWS CodeDeploy? AWS CodeDeploy is an automatic code deployment service. It lets you deploy code from S3 bucket or GitHub to your server instance. It has benefits, also drawbacks. Because the major benefits is it can automatically deploy code, and it can minimize the downtime. Also, you can use various tools to control the deployment. All this processing and event is recorded. You can view it later. And the code deployment code is cross-platform and also can be still valid in different languages. So it's easy to get skill or adapt to different of the purpose. And the major drawback is the code deployment, and you need to do a lot of pre-configuration, and it's complicated and easy to get confused. You have to spend time to understand it. Also, the cost, it involves to actual cost. Despite Amazon doesn't say that, but because you use S3 bucket or auto-scaling, and these things will cost extra cost. But if you deploy by yourself, you don't need this. You only need to use the instance. There's also other important concepts you have to know before you deploy the code. App specs file is the very special file. Is only used for code deploy. That file decide for the structure used in application how to load it into server. The code deploy agent is also a special. It's used for the deployment code. And you can also do manually, but if you use code deploy agent, it will save you time. For deployment, the instance health is also important. So you can specify the minimum health for the instance. If the instance is not so healthy, you don't need to deployment it. The tool used for the AWS CodeDeploy is same as you do other AWS service, like AWS Console, AWS CLI, SDK, AWS CodeDeploy agent. You also can use the other third-party tools like GitHub, Jenkins, Travis CI to interact with AWS CodeDeploy to facilitate your website development. The server can be used as Amazon Linux, Windows, Red Hat, Ubuntu. Also, you can use some on-premise instance. Before you start the code deploy, you have to set up instance. The instance have to be install agent, AWS CodeDeploy agent. You also have to enable tagging. The RAM instance profile have to attach to the Amazon EC2 instance. Besides, you have to create a service role. All this can be done with the AWS Code Formation template. The code deploy component is like this. So you have app revision you want to deploy to the server. You use the Amazon's code deployment tools to deploy your app. And those app revision deploying to the deployment group or auto-scaling group. So this is the way you prepare your application. Beside the app specific.ym file, you have to prepare it. You also have to, there are also a script folder that's used to start or stop the server into control dependency. You write all your application code and bundle them into archive file. Upload this file into S3 bucket or GitHub repository. Now that's the code deployment procedure. First, you have to create application. Then you have to specify deployment group and configure this deployment condition. Then you upload your revision. You deploy it to the server. After you wait for a few minutes, the deploy succeeds, then you can check the results. If there's error, you can find it from the results. If later on you want to deploy a new version, you just do the last 4 steps. So now I will show a working example. And this example is a short website page that has images for a few Harvard campus pictures. I uploaded all those files into the GitHub, and that will use the GitHub to connect to the AWS Linux instance, use the AWS CodeDeploy to deploy the file. So first, we have to create a policy. Just click to create your own policy. So on the policy document place, you have to copy the policy. We need to create 2 policies. One is for the template, and another is for CodeDeploy. You go to this page to find these 2 policies. Just copy it, and copy to the empty space I showed in the previous page. Now you save it. Then go to this page and you found the policy you just created, double click it. Go to here, you copy the policy ARN. Now you can create an IAM user. After you create IAM user, you copy your 2 policies you just created to connect to the IAM user. Now you also need to create a service row. A service row is used for EC2 instance to attach the tag, to recognize the tags and all the auto-screen groups names. So you go first. You have to go to the page to copy the service row policy. I will show you in the next page where you can copy it. Then you just create service row, attach this policy to the service row. So that's the link you can copy the service row policy. So you don't need to write all these regions. You just select the region you want and delete other regions. So after that, you also have to create an IAM instance profile. So you go to this link, copy these 2 policies, JSON file, and save it to your names. So for the first policy, CodeDeploy EC2 trust.json, you use this to create a row. And you use second policy for the permission policy to attach this row. Now you can create instance profile and add this row to the profile. So now you finally reach the step to launch the EC2 instance. This is the EC2 instance AWS CLI code. And so for the link, if you use different region, you need to change it. This the parameter value is for instance count. We only create 1. This instance type. This is your key pair name, and this is the tag value and key. So after you create the instance, you can see it here. You can check whether they are healthy or not. So now you should prepare your app. So this is the basic structure of my app. I have CSS image files and index HTML files. And so for this appspc.yml file, you have to specify how you to load your file into the server. So if you want to load all the files, you just use a /2 means all the file under the root will be loaded into HTML file. This HTML is the root folder in the server. If you want to only load some of files, use this way. You create this folder, CSS folder, and you also need to write CSS here. If you don't use CSS, it won't cause error. It will cause error. So if you only want 1 file or a few files inside a folder, you just write this file, and it will load in only this file, not other file. So now you can start to create a new application. You write your application name, document group names, and also give the tag name. That's the same page So you select configure, and you also select the service role you just created. You click create application. So now you create a new deployment. So the new environment, the first thing you have to do is connect to GitHub. So you can click connect with GitHub. GitHub page will pop up, ask you to log in. After logging in, it asks you authorize application. You just click to authorize application. Now you go back. So you have to give the GitHub and all the authorization, or the repo name, the commit ID. Now I show you the new website how to do it. Code deployment. You use GitHub. You type your GitHub account and your repo. Then you get commit ID. It's your repo. So you click this. It's the most recent. You get this commit ID. Copy it. Edit. Now you select one way to deploy it. Just click deploy. It will deploy it. Now you see your instance got like healthy. That's the previous deployment, and you can check it. So click here, you can view the instance. You see it's our success, no problem. Go back. You can click instance ID. That's the instance we used for the deploy. So if you go to webs, you can see all the code deploy stack, square group, and AMR ID, IAM role, everything we created before. It's here, it's linked. So now you can go to the website. Now you will see a beautiful website.